Welcome to Cos Method, where we create opportunities in shitty situations. I'm your host, Izzy. I hope you guys enjoyed my last episode where I spoke about how I became a confident person. And if you haven't checked that out, please go back, like, comment, and most importantly, please subscribe. Today, I am going to give you 2 books I highly recommend if you are a beginner to self-help and you don't even know where to start. These are books I wish someone would have told me before I started my journey. Okay, so the first book that I actually started reading on my self-help journey when I was 17 years old was The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. This is such a good book. One of my favorite habits is seek to understand. And first, seek to understand. So while this was a great first self-help book, I really wish someone would have recommended me reading the 4 Agreements. So if you are on your journey to self-help, I would recommend reading the 4 Agreements first, which will make you understand this book a little bit better. While the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is really, in my opinion, was more business focused, but obviously as you start to develop your personal career and your professional career, it will align and it will start to make sense. But with the 4 Agreements, it's like an introduction into understanding how to become a highly effective person. It's a little bit easier and it's a quick read. So for the 4 Agreements is a wisdom book. So it's by Don Miguel Ruiz. I can never pronounce people's last names. So this is really good because it's something that you should practice daily. One of my favorite agreements, I'll spoil it for you, is not to take things personal. So this is what actually has helped me a lot, being able to deal with all different types of people, being able to deal with my family, being able to deal with my children. It's a really, really great book. Again, like I said, it's a short read. And for my self-help books, if you've already started reading other self-help books, it's very important to always go back to them. So we want to use self-help books not only to digest the information, right? We want to put theory into practice. And I see this is where a lot of people go wrong, is they'll learn something, they'll read about something, they'll digest the information, but they never put it into actual practice. So one of the things that I like to do now is I like to read through books, stay on a chapter that I really want to understand and practice it. Also, where I see a lot of people go wrong for self-help books, especially I've noticed people that have read the 4 Agreements, where they take things literal. Take everything you read and everything that people tell you with a grain of salt. Not every chapter in a self-help book applies directly to your life. Maybe you have practiced being impeccable with your word, which is one of the 4 Agreements, is not putting bad words out there. Like owning up to what you are talking about, right? Having some meaning behind the words that you say. So if you're already practicing that, maybe that is not something that you really need to dive deep into. Obviously, the more you read and the more you put things into practice, you will learn how to better use self-help books. But I would say not to read a whole bunch of self-help books all at once. I would say pick out books that you think will resonate with you a little bit more and just focus on practicing what you have learned before moving on to the next one. And also just not taking things literal, just applying to what you think is going to benefit you in your personal life. I hope that helped. If you have any questions, please comment. Make sure you like this video, and most importantly, subscribe. So next week's episode, I will break down the 4 agreements and how I practice them in my own daily life, and maybe what I do will help you. See you next week.